coming to a Westchester waterfront. Will they be enough to launch a real estate renaissance? The Hudson River community is taking advantage of the views and developing its waterfront. The Village of Ossining celebrated a groundbreaking today, but as News Channel 4's Kendra Farn tells us, after years of fighting to stop the project, one group is not giving up.
Coming soon to Ossining's waterfront, One Harbor Square. Taking advantage of the scenic Hudson, it will be a $78 million development project comprised mostly of 150 market-rate condos and one restaurant. More than half of the 4.5 acres preserved for public open space, all just steps away from Metro North. It took 8 long years for the developers to get here.
It's hard because of environmentalists today. The environmentalists are there, and they feel like the Hudson is a natural resource, which it is, and it should stay the way it is, and the beaches and the side should stay the way they are. It's a difficult process.
The hope is that Harbor Square will help to revitalize the Village of Ossining, producing much-needed tax revenues and bringing in new residents and visitors who will ultimately come up here and spend money on Main Street, where many stores have been struggling for years.
I think really encourages investment in our central business district, which for years saw a huge decline over the years. So it has all the potential for being, I believe, the start of a great future for the village.
You think it's long overdue for Ossining?
Absolutely, yes. We would like to. We love the river. We've wanted to move down here. People like us are the people that are going to inhabit these places.
But the Ossining Waterfront Alliance has been fighting the project for years, its leader filing a lawsuit today, arguing that this land was dedicated as park property back in 1995 and cannot be sold without state approval.
We've had more than 1,000 condominium units built in the last decade, and our downtown has been dying on the vine as that happens. This is not the way to do it. Another 150 apartments won't do it.
More retail and restaurants would.
Absolutely, sure.
Everything has been vetted that can be vetted on this project. I can't imagine that there's any legitimacy to any lawsuit at this point.
Construction is scheduled to begin in the spring. In Ossining, Kendra Farn, News Channel 4.
Ground is finally broken on a controversial waterfront project in Ossining known as Harbor Square. Now today, many local officials and developers are celebrating. Meantime, opponents filed suit seeking to squash the project. Now the ceremony took place on the waterfront next to the Ossining Metro North train station. News 12's John Goff is there with the story.
Well, Lisa, it's taken 8 years to get here, and Harbor Square continues to be controversial. But on one thing, there is no doubt. Ground has finally been broken on this proposed residential and commercial complex.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Despite wind-whipped cold, village officials joined developers Martin Ginsburg and Louis Cappelli in the start of construction of 150 market-rate condos and retail space along the village's waterfront. First proposed by the village in 1997, Harbor Square has been tied up in controversy from the beginning. And even as ground was being broken, opponents were trying to sink the project, suing the village and the developers.
This is public parklands, that you can't sell public parklands without the state legislature's approval, and they don't have the state legislature's approval.
The project has gone through several redesigns over the years to meet some of the objections, and both of the developers say they're pleased to be at this point.
I can assure you that in its present form today, this project was well worth fighting for.
I am very conscious of that role that we have to try to make sure that what we do is right for posterity. And that's our commitment, and we certainly hope that our efforts here will achieve that in the village.
As for the lawsuit, Mayor Eugene Napolitano tells us it did not come as a surprise.
We believe that this project can go forward. And that it will be a good project. It will be mixed use. There will be open parkland and park space. And we believe that's the important part here.
There is still a lot of work to be done on the site before real construction can begin, and people are expected now to be moving in about 18 to 24 months. In Ossining, John Goff, News 12, Westchester.
All right, thank you, John. Of course, the story will continue to follow.